To share a special reflection tonight, we welcome a devoted Gold Star mother and the executive director of the Respect and Remember Foundation. She joins us to give voice to the unique journey of Gold Star families, turning unspeakable grief into a legacy of honor, resilience, and community. Please welcome Paula Knauss-Selph.
Well, I would be amiss right now if I did not greet first our military families that are out there and our military members out there. Good evening to all of you. I would like to first also, on this Memorial Day weekend, to stop and recognize anyone that is a Gold Star family member. Is there anyone in the house tonight that's a Gold Star family member? Would you please stand? My name is Paula Knauss-Selph. I am the mother of two boys, Tyler Christian Knauss and Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knauss. People often ask Gold Star families who have lost a loved one in combat, what was the hardest moment? For me, it began in Florida after returning home from my honeymoon. I was restless and upset overnight after hearing that there had been an explosion in Afghanistan on Thursday, August 25th their time, August 26 ours. But I continued packing my luggage to meet my boys and their wives at Ryan's home in North Carolina because Ryan said, "Mama, I'll be right back." While I was continuing to pack, I sent Ryan a few scriptures on Friday morning, but then I received a text from my older son, Tyler, and it just simply said, "Mom." Tyler asked if I was sitting down when he finally called a few moments later, and he said, "Is Mark nearby?" I told him, "I'm packing right now, Tyler. I'm going to see you soon at Ryan's house." This was Friday morning. I didn't know yet. Then Tyler blurted out the words no mother should ever hear. Tyler said 3 words: "Mom, Ryan's dead." In all the chaos of Ryan's rapid deployment, he had not updated his paperwork to reflect that I now lived in Florida. In the military, death is always in the back of your mind, but the mission is always in the forefront of your mind. So my son Tyler in Tennessee was notifying me about his best friend and his only sibling that had been killed in action. And then later, we would have the knock on the door. Honestly, I didn't believe Tyler. In fact, I didn't believe anybody. He was special operations. They changed his tag. It wasn't until 2 weeks later that we decided we would have his funeral on 9/11. You may not know this, but Ryan was the last of the 13 that died that day. He was the last military personnel in the 20-year war. Ryan made history like he loved history. In that moment, when I finally did see him in his casket 2 weeks later, I screamed. Then I realized he truly was gone. The worst nightmare of any parent is losing a child, especially my sweet 23-year-old Ryan, who was full of life, he was purposeful, and he loved this nation. You know, you spend your entire life trying to protect your children, and then suddenly you're faced with the one thing you can't fix, and that's to save their life. But don't feel sorry for Ryan or for any American man or woman who swears an oath to serve this country, even at the cost of their own life. Because Ryan was doing exactly what he loved doing. And truthfully, I do not think Ryan would change a single thing. It was his turn. He volunteered for that mission. He demanded to go because it was his turn. But me as a mother, I wish he would have just moved slightly a few centimeters to the left or to the right to miss some of that shrapnel that hit him. Yet as a Gold Star mom, every day is Memorial Day. Every day. And like so many other Gold Star families, I have to find purpose through an unimaginable pain. And for me, that purpose comes with trusting the Lord and honoring Ryan's legacy by continuing to serve others like he did. Out of the ashes of my life, the Respect and Remember Foundation was born. And the Respect and Remember Foundation has 3 mission purposes. The first one is we encourage JROTC and ROTC cadets, training for the military, preparing themselves by giving them $1,000 merit scholarships every time one of those veteran senior instructors picks one of them from their school. We're at 22 schools across the nation, and we're moving forward with that because there's 1,800 plus, and we're just getting started. Secondly, we follow those kids all through their service career. So we send care boxes. We make sure that we go to the events that matter to them on base, or we make sure that we give them vacations from second homes that people offer us to give them a little reprieve when they get back from deployment. And the third purpose we have is serving our veterans. You know, I'm not trying to figure out a veteran. I just want to take them out fishing. I want to be able to get veterans rubbing shoulders with veterans as often as possible, because that's the one thing they're missing is their brotherhood when they come out. They miss their sisterhood when they come out. And if we can just get them fishing side by side, telling their stories in a language that none of us understands, we've done a good job. Being part of a Gold Star family is not something anyone desires. But freedom is not free. For behind every folded flag is a family whose lives were forever changed. We are deeply grateful for the Military Veteran Awards. I told Joe, I said, Joe, every year you have this, you bring me back to remind people that it is so important for Dennis, for Coffey, for Sean, for all these people that have big names and big stardom to come and remember the 1% of our nation holding together the 99%. God help us if we ever forget that. And thank God for these men and women I want to thank you for allowing me to speak Ryan's name, because his name was Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knauss. And I love him so much, my sweet boy. And his last photo, he sent that to me 2 days before he was killed, acting like there was nothing going on, nothing wrong in that pullout. But I want you to know, Ryan, all is good here. And Mama loves you too. Thank you.